Oh yes.
Right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the fucking seventh kind of episode of the Backseat Climbing Podcast. I'm, of course, here with my co-host, Mr. Solly KD.
Oh yes. Hello, hello. I hope the weather is treating everyone finely.
Yeah, did you get out today?
Not today. Yesterday.
I
Yourself? Did you go out today?
Yeah, we went with Leo and Sam Carling to Crag X. We all had a
Oh
fucking
yes.
miserable session.
Why was it so miserable?
I don't know. Leo
Because
had
it's
like a
Friday.
crash out, yeah, partly, and then I don't know. It was just really humid and just was tired. But yeah, no, fucking okay. But yeah, today's episode we have like a bit more of a theme, and like we've done some mild prep for an episode for once, and we're gonna be doing like like ethical dilemmas. So this idea for me came out about there used to be a really good climbing podcast called Climbing Is Neither. And they used to do a thing called Rules Lawyer, which is a bit different. Basically, there'd be three of them, and they had to argue each side of like a viewer debate, and then one of them was the judge. And ours is a bit different to that. We're basically just going to try and be like sort of. We've each got some ethical dilemmas we're going to give to one another, and then we're going to see how we respond to this. Hopefully, we get some like wild takes or something we can clip up upon Instagram.
Yeah. Hopefully not too wild that we get cancelled.
Again.
But again, we'll try our best. Skirt the
Yeah.
line, as they say.
Cool. Right. Yeah. I guess I'll start off with like a tame one. This is like kind of my example one, if you remember, which was
Yep.
so to give like some context to this. I'll like set the scene for you here. So you've been to Magic Wood a few times. You know you've done a lot of stuff there,
Indeed.
and you walk around the forest, and now and again you get these like huge overhanging faces, like really good looking boulders, like slab top out. They're beautiful, and you're like, bloody hell, this must have been done. This is beautiful, beautiful slice of granite, supreme view. But then you go over, and there's just no holds or like very little holds like on them at all. Like even still, they would be like very minimal, and at the annular out, there's just like no way you're going to be holding them. My question to you would be: would you give a like a bit of a drill, maybe a little bit of like a chisel? Would you go in there and like chip your way up like your perfect line? You could pick the moves. You could set like a clock sequence. You could set like I don't know keel toes. Like it could be like a beautiful like some of the best moves you've ever seen on rock. Like could be floating, but like you do the move twice and then like a 360 campus. Like this could be like your dream body, your dream moves. You can make the holds really comfy. Would you chip it or would you leave it? Because in like the future we could have like V35 where somebody could do that like it on like the worst holds imaginable. Like it's not realistic really to ever do this, or it's just like so anti-chipping that you would never do it.
Hmm. I think it's a case by case basis. I mean, right off the bat, I'm just like absolutely not. However, I I know the urge when you see a completely blank piece of wall and you're just like, imagine there was just some holds up it. Not necessarily like the best climb ever, but just it's just a waste. There's like this really nice bit of rock and there's no holds up it. Um, I don't think I would personally chip it. Uh,
But like you have to think about it. Like let's say you went to Poseidon's the first time you were there, and there was
yeah,
no holds. Like it was just that blank face there.
yeah.
Would like you could kind of see where the holds could be. Like there's like slight divots maybe, like where you could have, and if you were to like edge them out a bit, you could get Poseidon's out of that. Like would you not like be tempted? It's close to Rome, this is on the coast.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not tempted. I would 100% be tempted to do this. I don't know whether I could bring myself to it. And I think, to be honest, the main reason, which is going to sound bad, is that I don't think I'd be skilled enough to make it as good as it
Yeah,
could be, if that
yeah,
makes
yeah, yeah.
sense.
Okay.
Like,
Will
I'd prefer it if someone else, like an actual stonemason, would come along and just chip it to make it lovely. Because you see some absolute horrendous chipping jobs.
yeah.
Like for instance, Guilty of the Hilty, where they've just drilled a pocket in there because they couldn't. But it's just the most uncomfortable and tweaky pocket ever.
Rock
And
atrocity.
it's yeah, and you're just like, it's not worth it for that.
Yeah.
I think, to be honest, Rock Atrocity's drilling is better than Guilty the Hilty.
I'm not familiar
Have
with
you
the
not seen
Guilty
it?
the Hilty
It's
one.
literally like a perfect circle where they've just drilled in and then
Really? Like a
just took
big
a
drill.
circle. Yeah,
Fucking
it's just
hell.
one.
Well, let me like build on towards this though. Like, let's assume
Okay.
when you were there, you know, like you got a stonemason to like come out. Like you had the resources to like get a stonemason to come out, and he was merely the labourer, but you were the artist. So you would sit in like a. I'm thinking like you're sat in a lifeguard chair, and this guy's like on a rope with his fucking drill, being like, "Oh, do you want it here? Do you want it there?" And you can like specify like the sort of depths you get in, like how many fingers. You could even build. You could even like make like proper underclings out of this. You could have it, or you could like create like feet coming out.
Yeah, you're making it sound too good. I think that's the issue.
Like this guy's a
I
pro. This
really
guy's a
want I
pro.
want to say yes, but like my heart just is saying no. You know,
Yeah, but
it's
why?
like
Like if it's not going
I
to be
don't
climbed
know.
anyway.
If it's not going to be climbed anyway, why not? I think it's because you're doing it for selfish reasons. Like if it's me saying what it's the act of them doing it for me personally.
Yeah,
I think if someone just like went and did it on their own, and there was no issue, like they just did it on their own, and then you just find it, then
yeah.
it's like, well, it's already been done,
In the
kind of thing. I
context
may
of
as well climb it.
like if there was like no chance that people were going to go do this, like if it was like in like it was one of those south coast like coastal traverse like access things where you got to go down like a fucking like it's like something out of Jack and Jill, the way to get to this boulder. You got to go down like a swamp and go down this huge rope and all this, and then there's this blank face,
Oh,
and
I'm seriously tempted. I'd be like 100% want to, but I don't know. What do you think? Like, would you?
yeah, I'd definitely do it. Like, why not?
You definitely do it.
I
Why not?
I do it on the basis that there was absolutely no chance that somebody could do it in the future. I'd feel fucking terrible if you could climb it, but like without
Yeah.
goggles. Like there are a few in Magic Wood where there's like very marginal crimps that maybe like given 40 years somebody may have the strength to like wield themselves. But if it's just like a slab of granite, then yeah, 100% I'd do it. But I'd do it like on the condition that again I'd be like kind of skilled enough to do it. And the only way I wouldn't do it is if it was in a place that I knew like absolutely nobody was going to go anyway. Like if it was somewhere really rural or somewhere like kind of very local, like nobody was ever going to go to try like this, like try and put up this blank face anyway. Like I would like do some drilling and like set something
Okay.
even if it was a bit shit, because it would just be better
So
than nothing.
so instead, you're saying it'd be better if it's somewhere that no one would go and try this thing. So
Yeah.
like Magic Wood, your example of Magic Wood is probably bad because a million people go there,
No,
whereas
yeah, that's what
something
I'm saying. Really rural, like the
like
Highlands.
yeah, or like a cave on the side of a cliff that is
Yeah,
really hard to get to or no one knows about, kind of thing.
yeah, I think that would
Yeah,
be better. The thing
I think
about
that would be better as well.
the thing about Magic Wood and why it'd be slightly, I think, like for a lot of these like really blank faces, because this is what made me think about it. Because we talked about this when we were there. Is the fact that like there's so much good stuff around it anyway. Like having like this like chipped project. I think it would be cool if it was like ridiculously hard. If it was like 9B or something. Like absolutely nails because of like how rare those moves are to get. If you were to be able to like, if you could get somebody that knew how to set like like a 3 move 8C and then another 3 move 8C and then like a 8A finish or something, like a perfect like diagonally striking like line of holds. I think that would like have quite a lot of value.
It would. I think it would take away from the value though, because imagine the first 9A plus in the world that has been done was chipped. If that makes you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like imagine the first one to be done was manufactured. Does that not just make it a bit worse?
Yeah, of course it makes it worse, but I think like like what if I think I can't very maybe a hot take. I think that is a better concept than something that's like 40 moves long and is basically just a sport route, but you're just traversing for ages.
Okay, agreed, agreed. Yeah.
And there's
And
just
if it the question is, are you going to be truthful about it? Because obviously people
yeah,
people do chip and shit all the time, but they're not. telling everyone that they're going out and chipping because it's tabooed? Is it a
Yeah.
case of actually what you should do is tell everyone like, look, I've chipped this block. You can hate me if you want, but that no one was doing it before, and now it's
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah,
Like,
I think, given the context of it being a truly blank face, it would be pretty fucking obvious that you've chipped a line of holds up through it. Like, it would be pretty
yeah,
obvious, and I think there'd be no point in hiding the fact that it would be chipped. I think you're better off being like, okay, look, this is chipped and it is manufactured and it is kind of false, but at the same time, like the moves are really fucking good and like the holds are super comfy. Because if chipped correctly, chipped holds can be quite nice.
yeah, true. Well, I mean, they should be.
Yeah,
Realistically, if you're manufacturing them, they should be some of the best holds outside, kind of thing.
yeah,
Like, um, I think if it is looking like it's chipped, like if it's really obvious that it's chipped, I don't know whether that's better or worse. Because to me, it just makes it an ugly boulder being obviously chipped. Whereas if you could manufacture it in a way that makes it less obvious, you it would look nicer. But then is that more deceitful by
yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
trying to convey it's something that it isn't?
Well, no, I think you'd have to do this and be like, okay, yeah, look, I've done this. It's chipped, like it's very clearly manufactured. But I think for me, it's like if nobody's gonna do it anyway, then it's kind of okay. Like like there's plenty of other like climbs that get like ruined from other things, like building landings. Sometimes you can cut off like other boulders and other potential there. I think like this isn't going to affect another boulder per se. And if the face is truly blank, like I think like this just only stands to like benefit. I can't really see like a negative. The only negative being like chipping's bad.
Yeah, which I guess it's just chipping is bad. There's no other than I think to do it, like if we're taking like environmental concerns into this decision as well,
Yeah, but what are the
we'll go
environmental concerns?
right. If you're doing it in a place where there's loads of boulders, then that brings more traffic. So, like for instance, Magic Wood,
Yeah.
then you're gonna be destroying that ecosystem more and more. Whereas if you do it somewhere like out of the way, and it's just like it spreads out the load along loads of different areas, kind of thing, I'd be more inclined to do it.
I don't think me chipping, like drilling a problem into the side of a face in Magic Wood is gonna bring more or less people. I think Magic Wood's already on the decline regardless.
Yeah, but the way you're trying to say it is that it's gonna be one of the best boulders in the world, and
I'm not,
that
because I
would
don't think a
bring
chip boulder could be one of the best in the world unless we got to like extreme levels with it where we were like having really specific bits. Imagine like drilling all the best holds in the world on a problem, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying like current technology, but I'm saying it would just be really hard. It would be like the most physical, like most like
okay.
decent 9A plus.
We're going for pure physicality.
Yeah,
Okay, I could see it being done. I don't know whether I personally would go out and do it, but I think that's mainly because I think I'd butcher it.
I think as well, you probably have like a lot of other things you prefer to do first and need to like resort to drilling into the side of a face to like get a climb
Yeah,
out of it.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
I just enjoy going and searching for the boulders. Like that's fun enough
Do you
as
never
well.
see like a blank face though? Like, and then
Oh
you're
mate,
like, you get closer and you're like, oh, there's just no olds.
I've seen so many, and I debate it every time I see one. And maybe the next one now I will chip.
Oh god. Okay, right. We'll move on to yours.
Okay, so I'm gonna stick with your like manufacturing, right? But you're taking massive quarried blocks, manufacturing them to your specific taste, and then putting them in your garden and charging people to come and use it.
Oh god. So it's like a fucking theme
Like
park for
theme park for boulders,
like
yeah.
what is like the level of this though? Could I like perfectly replicate like existing boulders?
I don't think it'd be. I don't think replicating because I think it'd be too hard to do that.
Right.
If we're thinking realistically, I think it'd almost be impossible to replicate some of the best boulders.
But like the holds aren't like if I'm to have like a board style problem, they're not like obviously chipped. They're like kind of like
Yeah, it's kind of. It's like, oh, this could be
You-
chipped, this couldn't be chipped. But
yeah.
it's just massive. It's massive granite blocks in a place where it's obvious that there's no
So
granite
it's in like
here.
central London or something.
Well, yeah, something like that. But I was thinking more place it in your garden and charge people
Right, so you're
like
kind of
to
creating
come and
this
try
like
this.
amusement park for boulders.
Yeah, for boulders.
You're just describing magic wood at the moment.
True.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Would I do that? Well, like,
if you've got unlimited money, that obviously because it's going to cost quite a lot of money.
yeah, no, I would do that, and here's why I would do that. Because first, it's twofold. One, I fucking love money, and two, I would do it because I would not do it. I wouldn't put it in like Sheffield or like I don't know, like the Lake District. I'd put it in like central London, and what it would do is it'd take all the load off the southern sandstone and people coming up to the peak and the lakes in North Wales because they'd be like, oh, climbing outside, let's just go to the fucking Matt Bouldering Amusement Park. We'll pay our 15 quid entry fee, sign the waiver, and we get to climb on. I'll have like areas, and I'll have like, this is the Rocklands area, and I'll get like sandstone and make like sandstony boulders, and then I'll have like the magic wood area. I'll create like a whole. Yeah, no, I'd well do that. I can't really, because it would take the strain off outdoor boulders. It would be, like the boulders they have in parks. They have like a really famous one in London. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have them in like parks and stuff. It would just be like that, but I'd be paying for them because I think a lot of people that live in cities don't really care about like actually outdoor bouldering. They just want to like go outdoors for the sake of it.
Okay. I want to disagree with you. I I can't see how though. I'm thinking, it just ruins it, doesn't it?
It's completely soulless. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
But if it stops like the masses from entering Stanage and like what's going to happen,
Destroying standard. Yeah.
yeah, and all of that, then I think it's like a net positive thing. I think if people choose to go to the amusement park, the Bouldering amusement park, over like going to Stanage, and I'd have everything under like tarps though as well, and have it like undercover, not within a building, but I'd have it like there was a roof over all the boulders so you could climb in the wet as well.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going that far, you may as well go as far as you can. I
yeah,
guess.
it would be. I'm going like fully indoors. This would be like the amusement park. I don't think I'd call it outdoor climbing though, or rock climbing.
What would you call it? What would the name of your amusement park be called? And the activity.
Probably Hell is Empty or The Devils Are Here.
Nice.
No, I don't know. It would be the most horrible thing, and I can already like envision the UK bouldering thread about this opening. Like,
Yeah.
But I think it depends on the quality of the boulders as well. Like, it depends like how I can already envision how difficult it'd be to quarry a good sandstone boulder. It just fall apart.
True.
Also, like, what
and
do you do if it breaks? Like, because the amount of people, this is going to be like the most high traffic rock in the world.
that is a very good question. Are we allowing gluing? I mean, the whole thing's manufactured anyway.
Well,
so why
maybe
not?
every like 5 years we blow up the existing boulders and we like get a new yeah, and we could like vary the area. So instead of like the Magic Wood area, it turns into like the Rocky Mountain National Park area, and we get like
that'd be better. To be fair,
we get like a
like
green...
on rotation.
Yeah, and we do like a sort of there's like a world tour of boulders.
It sounds quite fun, to be fair.
Yeah.
I was trying to hate, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, but
because I've seen some
that
have done that.
Would you go to it if you were in London? Would you go to it?
If I was in London, I'd go to it. I don't think I would ever travel to it though, if that makes sense. I would go out of my way to go to it.
I think I'd go to it, but I'd sort of go to it like I'm watching a car crash. Like, I hate everything about this, and it removes everything I like about outdoor climbing. But it's horrible. I agree, it's completely horrible. But I think the benefit of it taking strain off like good rock climbing would be a net positive.
True. I think I'd at least go the once. You'd have to, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
It'd be a spectacle, I guess.
yeah. It'd be, and especially in like London or like a big major city, it would be absolutely hilarious to see what the crowd was like there.
Because they've got like a block in London, don't they?
There's
Which
that
which
one
is
in the
similar.
park that's
Yeah,
like
and then
it's actually quite good.
the reason I thought of this because I saw somewhere else had just imported
The
a
one in
boulder.
Montreal, they
Yeah,
they there's a company who like makes climbing boulders because there's a few in Sheffield. I don't think it's by the same company, but this company has started in Canada which makes climbing boulders.
Oh.
Did you see that one? I didn't think it looked that bad.
No, it just had like two runnels, which was obvious, like
Yeah, yeah,
drilling to
yeah.
split it apart.
I think it is
I guess.
because a lot of the ones in Sheffield are concreted.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's not talk about concrete, but
yeah. There's an 8A plus on one of them in Sheffield.
really,
Yeah, it's nails. It's
I
got
bet they're
rebars.
all sandbagged to fuck though, aren't
They're
they? Like,
savage. They're all done in COVID. A lot of them.
yeah, because the I feel like the issue with like local where easy parking and like minimal walking are always sandbagged because
Yeah,
it
yeah,
gets so much traffic and
yeah.
because it's had so many people trying it, everyone's just like, oh, now they found 2 million ways to do the boulder. And it's like, well, now it's actually like two grades easier.
Yeah, I actually wonder, like, with the park thing, actually, something I've not really considered is, like, what would be the sort of etiquette there? Would you have to, like, would you, upon opening, instead of route setters, would you bring in, like, pro climbers to go and put up FAs on the blocks and get some, like, classics going? And then you, like, could come as, like, a really good climber and, like, try and search for an FA on one of the boulders.
Yeah, that's a good question. And you can name and grade them.
Yeah, it'd be like a
Oh,
rewarding experience. This is like the new frontier of development. Actually,
yeah,
instead of like venturing into the unknown, you just go like, oh, there's probably a line you can do here. Would it
yeah.
be on UKC and AA.NU?
Oh, of course it would. Some prick would put it up on there, wouldn't they?
Yeah, but like, would you if you saw that somebody's first 8B on climbing history had come from
Oh,
the London
no,
amusement park? You'd
don't
think less.
count.
Yeah, but why?
Oh, it
Why?
makes me feel sick. The
What?
thought of that.
Why? What's wrong with that though? They've climbed outside on real rock.
Oh, is it real rock though?
It's
Who knows?
yeah, but like there's quarried grit and like quarried rock everywhere that people climb on and take grades for.
True.
Paracelsus as well.
Oh,
Like loads of people's first 8B is in that cave. Like how
yeah.
is that any different? That cave is literally blown up by dynamite.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm
Uh,
just trying to hate, and I just don't
yeah,
think I can.
yeah, because
I'm
it's the
being a
future.
hater.
It's the
It
future.
is the future, and I don't like it. But hey, I
Okay,
guess we got to
okay.
embrace it.
We'll move on from that. Any venture capitalist funds listening, DM me and we can get it in the works. Coming to London 2030. But okay, my next one. Okay, right. Imagine there was a project in South Wales, yeah, and this was
Yeah.
not South Wales or South Wales or the Southwest, wherever you're living at the time, and it's really fucking good. Like it's one of the best projects around. It's like it's your style of climbing, and you reckon it's probably like around the 8C plus mark, and the person that has found and cleaned this project and sort of like working the beta has said this is a closed project. They're very adamant on this being a closed project and they don't want anybody else like touching or doing this project. But the person in question doing this, you knew was like nowhere near capable enough. They may have only climbed like 8A and you reckon this is going to be like an 8C plus project. And this person's like quite prolific in the local scene. Like he's well liked. Like people do like him. He's like very relatively vocal online, and he's like an all around nice guy. And he's sieging this now. It's been like a year and a year and a half he's had on this project, and he's not really getting any closer. Would you go in and snipe his closed project?
I wouldn't go in and snipe his closed project without his knowing. Like I wouldn't just go and do it on a day where I know he wouldn't be there and to just do it, if that makes sense. I would definitely talk to said person about said block, and be like, "Look, buddy, what's happening with it?" I think though, if they are trying it consistently, so say they try at least once or twice a month, so they are actually invested and they're really trying it, then I'd give them more leeway. Whereas if they said, "Oh, it's a closed project, no one could go do it," but they're trying it one session a year, I'm like, I'm all right, mate. I'm gonna go do that.
They're
Like,
trying
you're
this.
not even trying it.
They're trying this like once or twice a month, and
Okay.
it's well known that they're sieging this, but they're making like no progress. They've been stuck on like what like some of the easier intro moves that you know for like a fact they're some of the easier moves on this project. You can see like the size of the holes. You've been to look at this and you know that they're some of the easier moves. Like he is fucking miles away. Like this is never happening for him realistically.
Well, I'd probably suggest having a session with him, and if he says no, I I don't know what I'd do. Like,
This
because
is
I
like
think
so good. This project, it's like it's like finish
yeah.
line level. Like it's insane.
Oh, fucking hell.
And but you know there's going to be backlash. People have already.
There's gonna be backlash.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, but it could be one of the best in the world.
yeah. It's like it's rarer than diamonds. Like this is like world class in close to your home as well. Like everything lines up.
So okay, so it's close to my home as well. It's not like I'm going to. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear the train.
No, okay,
Might have.
you can't.
No.
Yeah.
So it's close to my home. It's not like I'm going to someone else's home and trying to snipe their project.
It's 30 minutes from your house, but it's like the next village along from his. That's how he's
Okay.
found it. He was walking his dog and then like kind of
He just
in
found
like so he cleared woodland and it's right on the coast. You get like views of the sea, like beautiful cliffs. There's this like finish line-esque tower that's before you. Perfect fucking landing. You get the beautiful sea breeze coming in. It's like it doesn't seep that much. This is world class.
Am I friends with this person?
Not like really good mates, but like if you see him in the gym, you'd stop and have like a little bit of a chat. You sort of like follow each other on Instagram. And he's well liked in the scene, as I said. Like, yeah, he is like a nice guy. He's put up a few other FAs in the past that have been decent, but nothing obviously as hard or compared to the quality of this.
Okay. I think I wouldn't snipe him. I would definitely try to have a session with him. And if he outright refuses to have a session with me, I would probably try and find out when he would go and just rock up and just like be like, right, I'm trying this boulder with you, and make it obvious that this boulder's really hard, and like
Yeah, but he doesn't
they,
see
they,
that. He knows that
doesn't know.
this is a prize. Like he knows that like he's gonna put maybe the rest of his life into this boulder, and like
The
it's
rest
either
of his life.
wait until he dies or like he knows the value of this, and he'll let you have a session with him. Like maybe
Okay.
he'll let you have like one session. He's like, oh yeah, you can come along and just have a look at how good it is, and you try that boulder and you're like, fuck, this is good. Like the moves are perfect. Like it draws you in. Like you are fucking gagging to try this boulder. And he's like, oh, but you know, like I don't really want you trying this. And if he found out, he'd be livid. He'd be fucking livid. And like he would out you, and like a lot of people would get upset with you in
A
the
lot of
local
people
scene.
get upset.
Yeah, like in the
Like,
local
it'd be-
scene, he's like a well-liked
It'd be a
guy.
James Pearson, I've got to leave the country kind of vibe, but to do this, one of the best.
Yeah, we'll go with that. He's got a lot of
Okay.
mates in high places, you know.
Yeah. Oh. It's a tricky one. I feel like a snake for saying it's a tricky one because I think the obvious answer is no, don't go do it. I'm. Oh, but you're painting it out like I should, you know.
I think okay, but
What
what
do
you
you
have
think?
to
Okay.
what you have to realize here is by you first ascending this boulder, what you do isn't just like, oh, I've FA'd it, I've done it, I've had that process. Now because it's FA'd, it doesn't matter. Now like everybody else that's good enough to come and try it is going to come and try it. Like you might have people from abroad coming in to
True.
come and try this boulder. Like it's free for everybody to do. Then you're like sort of, how do I put this, like Saint George and the dragon. You've slain the dragon and like freed the village, and now everybody can enjoy themselves.
Fucking hell.
But people will be mad. Like it will go down like on climbing
People would-
history.
yeah.
It would be like
It would go down
notable
like a little
that,
balloon.
that you sniped this from under his feet.
Yeah.
And regardless
I
of
would
what
go
happens,
and try it. I would 100% go and try it and see if one, I might not even be able to do it. Like we're assuming that I'd be able to do it and this person won't be able to do it. But say I could do it and I really want to, and it got to the point where I'm like, right, I've got to do this boulder because it's just like the best in the world. I would probably do it, but not necessarily tell anyone because I
Yeah.
don't really like. For me, climbing, I don't really care about telling people. I just get so obsessed with a boulder that I want to do it. So I just go and do it, but not tell anyone. And then once he eventually does it, if he ever does it or doesn't do
It's
it,
unlikely.
I just
It's unlikely.
okay.
He's taking it to the grave,
I'll
or
just
he's like quit climbing.
I could yeah. Then I can be like, right, nice. I did it the next day or something. Like something stupid like that. If that makes sense. Do you
Yeah,
understand where I'm going?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't just pull the card initially to be like, oh, I just do it, and then just not tell him I go in like the dead of night. I'll pull the other
Yeah.
card on you though. Okay, this boulder, it's quite high and requires some prep to like sort out. So he would know that you've been up there. There'd be like chalk marks from like places he's not been and whatnot. Like you could try and cover your
Yeah,
tracks, but this would be like
that
eight
wouldn't
C
bother me.
plus. But
I
he
don't think
knows.
that
But
would bother me.
he's like actively being like, if you go back and try this again, there'll be fucking serious trouble.
Yeah, that that doesn't bother me. I think it's like it doesn't matter. I can still try it. I'm not necessarily gonna do it. I tell this person that I wouldn't necessarily do the boulder kind of thing. But then I'm being a snake by saying that I wouldn't
Yeah,
do it, but then
you are
actually do
snaking
it.
him. You are snaking him.
Oh, fucking hell!
I think
This is a moral dilemma.
Yeah, I think you would. What I would do, maybe I would be the person that wouldn't be capable, but like hogging the project. I would do it, and then I would like tell people the facts of the situation. I'd be like, I did this boulder, but I'm assured that this person is incapable, and I would FA it. But then if he does the boulder eventually and he repeats it, then I'd like formally apologize and I'd be disgraced. But if he never gets that repeat off, then it shows that like he was never able to do the boulder. But you could argue it would crush his
Yeah,
motivation. So
it's a very good point. I mean, for me, I don't understand closed projects. It's like the rock is the rock. No one owns the rock. Why
yeah,
should why should you do it? I think especially if he is okay, he's trying this boulder and is sharing it on social media of him trying this boulder, then I think it's fair game. If you're trying a boulder that you really want to do and you don't want anyone else to do it, shut up. Just don't tell anyone. Like just leave it
okay.
at that.
There's publicity is he's added you to his little green close friends Instagram story. He's got a story called
Oh.
The Proj, and it's just you and like a few other like it's probably like 2 dozen people on there who are just sort of part of the local scene, and he thought he'd like really enjoy like seeing the process of him on it. But it is every week he's fallen off what is realistically like probably like one of the easier moves on the project. It's like an intro move, and he can't get past it. He's nowhere near the crux.
Yeah. Oh. I think I would do it. In at the end of the day, I'd be that cunt. But
The thing is
I
though,
wouldn't want to.
like at the
It
end of the
almost feels like it's your best. You're trying to make it sound like I'm shagging this man's wife. That's what it sounds
yeah, but
like,
this
and
is
I'm his
it.
best
This
mate.
this is like this is his life. Like him finding this is like he's having a rough time in life. His wife's left him. Like he's had to remortgage the house. All of this. He's up, down on his turf. But like him out with his dog one day, finding this boulder is like the best thing that's ever happened to him. Like this is like
Yeah,
big for him, and like he wants this.
I think I'd have to leave it then. Like if
If
it's his life or my satisfaction of trying a boulder,
But the thing
I
is,
wouldn't
like, the
care
thing
enough.
is, like, I would do it. Aside from if he was like genuinely going to be mentally unstable, if I was to do this problem. If not, I would do it and then probably not tell him. But I would do it just so it could be freed for the masses, and like everybody else got to go and try it. I think like
Yeah,
I
take the
think
bullet.
when the dust settles and like the everybody kind of forgets and the footage comes out and everybody's like, fuck, this boulder's good, like it's so cool that this has got done, like you're gonna remain the person that like did that problem.
Yeah, true. For me, like I guess I'd do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That was
Right.
That one was good. I'm quite.
That one was actually
Good.
really good.
Yeah.
Okay, none of mine are as good as yours, obviously. Okay. Which one? What's my best one? Okay, obviously, right. So
Set the scene. Set the scene like I did with yours. I want like a person. Like I want somebody to like hate here.
maybe that one is a Patreon.
Yeah, we'll put that on the Patreon. If you want to listen to that last one, subscribe to the Patreon. It's quite funny. We'll move on to this one. I actually had this as a question on the Climbing is Neither show, but I think that episode's been deleted from the internet. Okay, you want to send this project, right? It's not even a project, it's a problem. Like you have, let's say, what example of a boulder could I use here? Because the finish line we've ragged on for ages. Boogalizing. Okay, you want to go do Boogalizing. You know, this is like top on your list. It's legendary, 8C in Austria. It seems like relatively like difficult with the conditions, like, you know, kind of a difficult one to get. What I'm saying here is you're strong, you're in really good form, you've climbed your first 9A and you're feeling absolutely like sick at the moment, okay? And your goal here is to go not just do Boogalizing but flash it. Part of your preparation for this is you've sent like your goon squad, because you've climbed 9A, you're pretty rich here. You've sent your goon squad to go out to Austria and scan the boulder in its entirety, right? So the whole boulder has been scanned in, and then this is going to be replicated and carved by all these lasers to exactly replicate Boogalizing down to like nearly a microscopic level. You have this boulder, and then what is going to be done? It's going to be dropped in to a room that is like climate specific. It's going to be like built so it's like it replicates the conditions in its entirety. It's going to have like the same smell, the same like humidity, all the same features, and it mirrors Austria when it's in season. So we're going to take weather data and all from that time. And what we're going to do is there's going to be big like LED screens, and if you want, you can wear a VR headset to like simulate the Austrian like Alps and the venue around you. For all intensive purposes, you are within Austria, and you siege this like months on end. You dial it. You don't just do it, but you master this boulder, and you think, okay, I'm ready for the real thing, and you go out and you flash it. Do you take the flash?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. It's a different boulder, isn't it?
But like it's nearly indistinguishable. Like to like there is no like the holds are identical. It's not like a resin. This is made out of granite we've quarried 10 meters to the left in Austria. This is near perfect.
Yeah, it's still a different boulder. In my head,
take the flash.
Yeah, I take the flash, 100%.
But
you wouldn't.
Yeah, but like it basically it is the same. You wouldn't. You would take the flash.
Yeah, because it's not the same problem. Because it's not in the boulder that I am actually going to do is in Austria, whereas this boulder is not in Austria. It's in two different places. Even if it is the exact same boulder, I think you can still take the flash. Because you've still got to flash it. That's the issue. Like you've still got to flash it, and I think that's harder said than done.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, you've devoted like this has been your goal. Nobody else has flashed 8C. Like your life goal for like the last 3 years of your climbing has been to work the Boogalizing replica you have. Like you have meticulously developed this.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be honest though, and then I guess
you would tell people. You'd be subject.
Yeah,
to the court,
I'd 100%. You'd have to tell people, look, I've made a near perfect replica that I have been trying for the last 3 years, and had dialed in so that I could do it every go in a session, and then I went out and I've actually done the real thing first try.
So you'd be honest about like it being the worst style humanly possible?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not the proudest flash ever, is it? But it's still done. I think I would. You know,
you take the like you would put Boogalizing 8C
or would
flash.
you have to? Would you have to name it something else? Would you have to say it's like a replica flash?
No, I just put first go.
you'd put first go, okay.
Yeah.
But then is it the first go? If it's the first go, it's a flash.
No, because
Like
not
that
no,
is
I
that
no
is what flash means.
no no no. That's wrong, isn't it? Because what if you have
How
like
is that wrong?
what if you have if you've done the stand start to a problem and then you do the sit start and you flash the sit start?
Okay.
You did the sit start first go, or you did like a link up that
No, but
uses
you
like the
didn't. Yeah,
same.
but you didn't do the sit start first go because you'd already tried this the stand start,
Yeah,
so
but for all
therefore you
intents and
haven't done the sit
purposes, you've
start
tried
first
this boulder before.
go.
You've
Then it.
basically tried the boulder before. Like I'd say
The thing is, I want to take the flash. Yeah,
I
that's that's
genuinely think
that's
if
the
you were to
issue.
do boogalizing from a stand up, top it out, and then go back and do the sit, that would be a more legitimate flash than if you were to do this replica. Like, this is nearly indistinguishable from Austria. Like, if you took like a naive child down there, they'd think they're in Austria.
Yeah, but you said a naive child. This is not a fully fledged human being.
Well, like an
Like
adult, like some people, like if for a second you'd be like, oh, I mean, and then you'd like snap out. If you're like
if
a bit
so, if you
tired.
blindfolded someone, took them in there, and then took the blindfold off, they'd think they were in
Yeah, for a few seconds
Austria.
they think they're in
Yeah.
Austria. Like I've brought in trees and all sorts. Like I'm like basically when you arrive there, you're like fuck. It's like deja vu.
It's like the Truman Show level
Yeah,
production.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
huge.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, it is a sticky one. I think you just got to be honest and say
I can't
say
believe
what
you
you've
take
done.
the flash. I can't believe you
I'd
take
take the
the
flash. Yeah,
flash.
fuck it. Fuck
Fucking
it. Why
hell.
not?
Oh god, that's terrible.
I
Fucking
but it with saying that I have I have done a near perfect replica and people can come try it.
oh.
I'm not necessarily saying that I would do this, but in that scenario, yeah, fuck it, I'd take the flash.
Okay, like yeah, but would you do it given the opportunity?
Probably not.
Really? Like somebody was
No.
offering you the facility and they were just like, have at it, mate.
Yeah, I'd rather just go to Austria
It was
and
like
try
five
the
minutes from your
boulder.
house. Like but it also makes the Austria trip a lot cheaper because you get free entry into this place. You could work this, you get it ticked off and leave.
Yeah, but for me, like going climbing and going and doing boulders is about like the adventure behind it, and like if you're going to Austria, it's also like being in actually Austria and going in the towns and like
Yeah,
fucking about with your mates kind of thing.
yeah.
Whereas working it in a facility, I guess is pretty similar to
Burn the dreams.
yeah, like trying to burn a dreams replica in your wherever your local
Yeah.
climbing wall
But
is.
my
Like
argument here is that it's
if it
so
was there, I
specific.
guess I would try it. Like I've went and tried burning the dreams the replica, so it's like I wouldn't not go and try it if it was there, but I wouldn't go out of my way to make that or get someone to make it for me to then try
Right.
it and then
Okay. Okay.
do it.
Okay. Right. We'll move on. Do you want to have like your next one? I only have one more after
Okay.
this.
Okay. Let me see which one. Right. This one's fitting, I think, for me. So there's a really, really good boulder. Right. Not the best. Well, I think in all of these scenarios, it's some of the best boulders in the world.
Yeah.
But it's on somebody's land, and the only you can only go and try it because they are adamant that no one is trying it. But it's like this is such a good block.
Yeah.
The only and like they can see the boulder from their house. So
How
to try this
close?
boulder, you like far enough. It's not in their garden. It's say it's a farmer and they've got like acres and acres, but they can see it from their house.
And
So
we're in the
if
UK
as
for
soon as
this.
yeah, we'll say the UK.
I don't want to get
We're
shot whilst trying a boulder.
yeah, we're like if they see you trying it, they will come out. So like the only way you can do it is at night with no lamps. That's the only time that they won't be able to see you do it.
Right.
Would you go and try this block?
Like how stealth is this though? Like what's the parking like? Like as soon as I pull up in my car, can they just see, or is like the parking in like a next valley or something, or the parking like a put
Yeah,
the
the
car?
park. Well, I'm sure you can park elsewhere. I'm sure there's close parking, but then the farmer will notice you're there and
Right, it's a
probably slash
really
your tires. But you can park further away, so you can risk it. What would you prefer? There's like further parking where you're gonna
oh,
walk
okay,
in.
okay, okay. I'd probably just like dump my pads and then just like run, but I do it in like the dead of night. And okay, so we sort of talking like the distance from where the Isles farmhouse is in Isles. Is it like that sort of distance, or is it like
No,
you know
it's closer than that.
it's closer than that? So it's
Closer than that. I'd say it's like
like a kilometer or something.
yeah, 600 meters to a kilometer away.
So like if he sees you from the window, it's like few
Yeah, it's
minutes,
game over.
a few minutes,
Uh,
and he's there, and he's gonna get
yeah.
livid at you, and it's like at my limit as well. So it'd be like taking quite a few sessions. Like I couldn't just like
Yeah,
bang it
you're
out
not
in
just
one.
doing this in a couple goes and fucking off, and especially due to the fact that you've got to try it at night, that's going to take
But why do
more
I have to
goes.
tie it at night? Can I not just wait until he leaves his house, or is he like some sort of hermit?
I guess you could do that. That's not a bad shout.
Yeah,
But
can I
then
not
then
just?
you're stalking this man to try this boulder. You're stalking him
Yeah,
and
that's
watching him
true.
until he leaves to go and try this block.
Well, surely. Well, no. I tell you what I'd do. I just because if it's 600 meters, like I'm not going to make that much noise. So presuming it's logistically friendly to do so, it's not some huge highball. I just go up like at night and lamp it, but I just go at like 2 in the morning. So I'd have like just nocturnal sessions on this boulder.
Okay.
So like
That
you are climbing, and if you as long as you're not making enough noise, you're never going to wake him up, and then just speed away like by like have like a 3 hour session or something. Get till 5, leave.
hmm. What if this man has a wife who only is awake at night and he's
What?
awake in the day, and she will
So
spot
there's
you and wake up the
24
farmer.
hours surveillance on this.
24 hours
Oh
surveillance,
god.
yeah.
I just think there's no winning because like assuming that the argument like you'd have to have like firstly they'd probably get a restraining order or something on you if you just kept going back, or they just chip the boulder and like anything with chalk on like what happened at White Houses.
Yeah.
I think I don't know, like it's a difficult one. I think if it became to the point where like I'd try and go like a few times, and if it became every single time like you just got spotted and just like got rid of, and they were up for no debate with like access or with the BMC or anything like that, I would leave it because like realistically there'd be a day where they either move out or they pass away or something when this boulder could be
Yeah.
freed up for somebody else to do. And if it's that good, I'd rather like I not have the chance to do it when it just be fucking well annoying to work realistically and have the risk of it getting destroyed than like
True.
not if everybody had to go and go and like had the chance to go and try this boulder.
I think you're missing the obvious answer.
What?
X-ray goggles.
Oh, like
Well, no,
night
not
vision.
X-ray.
Yeah, I
Night
thought.
night
Yeah,
vision.
but imagine how
Night.
bulky it would be.
Yeah, true. But it would imagine a photo of you trying this block in night vision goggles. How
That'd be
sick that would
cold
be.
as fuck.
That would be icy.
Or the other option is that you just sort of like, because she's in the. I'm assuming that they're just not sat at their window at all points, like looking up.
No,
I just
no,
wait
no.
until I would have the lamps off between goes, and
Yeah,
I just go up like try. Because realistically, if it's a boulder, you're on the wall for a few seconds and then turn the lamps off.
yeah.
I just think if it got to
That's
the
pretty
point where
good.
like every time you went and they were starting to threaten and doing stuff, I just think it would kill your enjoyment.
Yeah, 100% it would. But this block
Yeah.
is like pure
Yeah, no, I
gold.
just don't think I'd risk it even with the X-ray goggles.
Fair.
Yeah,
Valid.
yeah. Okay, my last one here, just coming up to the hour mark on this show, is the okay. So you found a boulder, and I'm gonna say it's like obviously a really good boulder, probably one of the best in the country, and you're kind of dead keen. But the problem is the boulder you have found is within an area that was kind of like heavily used for within like the Second World War. You know, there's like bunkers they built. And
Yeah.
underneath this like pristine prow, they've built this bunker, and there's like spikes all over it. So essentially, like you can't have the landing of this boulder. However, there's no fucking way you could sledgehammer this or like ratchet out the way. My question is, would you use explosives to destroy the hut and get like access to this like incredible boulder? And by the way, this hut is fully decommissioned. Like, if you were to do this, there'd be like no legal consequences or whatever. You'd have moral consequences though. There would be people that'd be like, that was really shitty, like letting off a bomb at the side of the mountain is probably not the best thing to do.
Probably not the best thing to do. Is that there's absolute no way that you could just build a landing on top of it?
No, 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 no. It's like very prohibitive. Like there's holes in the roof. It's like kind of already unstable, but like you couldn't sledgehammer it. Like you wouldn't want to be landing on this. Like there's big like rebar, metal bits of rebar. So if you fell, you probably get impaled or something. Like, and it's really close as well. Like it's really close to the boulder, so you couldn't like you kind of can see the potential of this line. You can kind of feel out the holes, like dodging the tetanus spiked rebar above it. Like you're very like close quarters.
Can you can't try it on a rope then?
No, 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 no. You basically
No
can't
rope.
climb this. Yeah, yeah.
You can't climb it.
It,
Okay.
it has to go,
It has to go.
but you've got to get explosives involved. You have
See, the
to
thing
let
is, I
a
think
bomb off to do this.
yeah, I think the thing is, if you're gonna get rid of it, does it matter the way you get rid of it? Like, for
Yeah,
instance,
no,
if you were able,
100%, 100%.
if you
Because
were able to sledgehammer it, what's the difference between sledgehammering it and just blowing it up?
because listen, when you blow this up, like this is on the side of a cliff face here, the loads
Yeah.
of bits of concrete are going to fall into the sea below, and there's loads of like little rock pools down there that have got like loads of little animals and crabs and shit in. So you're definitely going to be affecting the area here, but there's no like legal consequence. There's just like a big moral objection to this.
Moral objection.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll assume you know a guy who will help.
I know
you
a guy.
with-
I know a guy to help me because
Yeah,
I
like,
personally don't know how
yeah,
to
it's
make.
a cash in hand job to like help you demolish this. But at the end of the day, you're going to be the one like pushing the
I'm
button
I'm
down to-
taking.
taking the
I'm
blame.
pushing the button.
This
and
guy's
taking
like,
the
you know,
blame.
he's very strict on the matter that, you know, if any moral obligation comes, or any like, if he doesn't want to be named, you know, like he.
Yeah, he's not named. Oh, fucking hell. This is hard.
You would affect
don't-
the environment, and also, the other thing is as well, you'll know better than me, but like, there's a nice like sort of Cornish pub that is in direct view of you blowing this thing up. So there's people out having a beer, and there's you blowing up this like concreted like little hut that's built on the side of the mountain.
I don't think I'd do it.
Why
I
though?
don't think I would.
Because the landscape has already been kind of affected already because they built this like air raid like defense bunker on it.
Unless you can guarantee picking up all of the rubble and getting rid of it.
You
And
could
so
do.
then-
It'd be a mission. Like you probably have to rent
I
a
think-
boat or something.
I think that if that was the case, I would. If there was like, if I'm making it look worse than it was before.
Oh,
by
it
me
would
demolishing
look worse.
it.
There would, like even when you blew this thing up, like feasibly you couldn't extract all the concrete. There would be like loads of rubble and stuff, but you could like fill it in enough where it'd be kind of flat, but it would be kind of like wobbly landing.
Yeah, if it was that it's more of an eyesore after I'm done with it, I probably wouldn't do it. Whereas if
You do
it
unlock
was-
this like legendary boulder.
Ah,
Like it's really fucking good. Like you have to consider it's really, really good. Like you're
Really,
cancelling
really
trips.
good.
You're cancelling trips for this bad boy. Like
oh.
if it was to be freed.
And there's someone willing to blow it up with me, then
Yeah,
if
this-
someone else is willing to blow it up with me, then yes.
Yeah, but
Because-
this guy's like a sort of, you know, he doesn't care about like the environment or anything. Like he's done worse in his life. Like he's not like a morally sound individual. He's sort of like he's a bit dodgy, you know, transit van, cash in hand sort of fella. He just supplying the all he's doing is logistically helping you. He's just providing a service, but it's really he doesn't really give a fuck like what happens. It's not like you have a partner in crime here.
Okay, I think I would, but I'd have to make sure that I could pick up as like at least 90% of the rubble that went into the ocean.
So, like, if there was like a huge concrete pillar, like you're sat at this college, put this bomb goes off, like concrete dust everywhere, you would be okay with doing that. Like you have like a sizable explosive on to destroy this thing. I'll give you the
If
benefit.
it,
I'll give you the
I
benefit.
think if it was already an eyesore, then fuck it, why not? If it wasn't an eyesore, then no. If it, yeah, I
It's
think the issue for me is the way it's gonna look after. Like
yeah.
shit gets demolished all the time, and
It's
shit gets
about the
demolished
same. It's
all
like it was a
the
pretty
time.
ugly building to begin with. As I said, there's like rebar sticking out. It shows its age of like the Second World War. This thing does, but at the same time, like you have let a bomb off on like the quaint countryside cliff. Like this isn't gonna go unnoticed. Like not just climbing,
No,
but the local village is gonna be in fucking uproar.
can I do it at night so then we
No,
can
no,
just like
no, no.
no?
The guy is like very strict. For health and safety, it's got to be done in the day. Yeah, high vis has got to be worn. Also,
But like, if the council are allowing it,
yeah. So
that's it. I feel like
the reason you're dodging this is the council have given you permission, but because of that, everybody knows it's you.
then fuck it. If the council allows it, then
Yeah,
sure,
but they
why
don't
not?
quite know the gravitas and the sort of ragtag nature of your demolition. Like, you're going to cause, like, a lot of damage, and the council won't necessarily do anything about that because they're a little bit corrupt and up for a bribe. However, they won't be, like, people aren't going to be best pleased. The National Trust and whatnot, you're going to have, like, whoever the BMC rep down there, you're going to have him on the phone being like, Solly, you know, this is a fucking nightmare, mate. Like, you've
Okay,
let off an
maybe not.
explosive to
I'm
a
out of
boulder.
it. To me, I don't see the difference between letting off an explosive and just smashing it up with a sledgehammer,
Because
for
like
instance.
the shrapnel is going to go everywhere. Like for years, people are just going to be like little fragments of concrete washing up in like in the beaches of Bude, and like it's not going to be. It's going to have like an impact that won't last forever, like 5 years. But like people are going to
Yeah,
know.
5 years. Oh, that'll be fine. Fuck it. What do you think then? Go on. What would you do? Would you just leave it?
Yeah, I'd probably fucking leave it to stop a bomb going off like on the coast.
We're not talking like an atomic bomb here. We're just talking a bit of explosives.
Yeah, but like if this went off, like the people in the pub who are like, let's say a mile away, are gonna be like fucking like their ears are gonna be ringing. They're gonna be like, fucking hell, what was that? And there's a sizable explosive needed to blow up this shelter. And this could like go wrong as well. Like you could end up like maybe hitting a bit of the boulder or.
True. That's a good point. If there's any chance to ruin the boulder in this process, then nah, I'd leave it. I would leave it. I'd try and see if there was any way to deconstruct it normally.
No,
But if
this
there
is
was
fucking
not,
like there's no way that you can't like
okay.
because of the nature of the location as well. You couldn't get like a crane or something in, or like there's nothing you could do to like destroy this. You can't get like a wrecking ball. The only way really is to let off this controlled explosive.
Yeah, my worry is that yeah, it's just gonna fuck up the boulder, and then
Assuming it doesn't
if it's on the
fuck up
side
the
of
boulder.
yeah, and if it's on the side of a cliff, it might just fuck, or the whole thing might just fall down.
We'll assume that the boulder, the bomb you've used, we'll call him Gaz, the guy you're doing this with, has assured you and has very much said like, mate, this bomb only on concrete. This assured. Don't worry, Solomon. Only on concrete. This bomb. And it will be fine, but like you're gonna be forever known as like the people who see you in centres will be like, oh, I know you. You're the guy that let the bomb off to fucking to go. What was it? Fucking free soloing like on the high street. People will go to you and like say that.
I guess not. Oh fucking hell! I don't know, mate. These dilemmas are really dilemmas, aren't they? They make you think. It's never just clear cut.
Yeah.
I say fuck it. We blow the shit up. See what happens.
Well, to be fair, it would be cold as fuck. The photos.
Yeah.
And you
Imagine
could
the album cover.
There would be a sick name for it as well.
Oh yeah, you could get some amazing names.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Right, they were reminded if you want to rattle off one more.
Okay, I'll rack off one. I got two ones that are actually pretty quick. We'll do them quickly instead because they're
Okay,
just
yeah.
general. So, this was so the other day, yesterday I was actually at Biblin's and I was trying Aiden's Ebbing the Flow, the 8B,
Right.
which is a stand start, and I was like, there's definitely a sit start. If I did the sit start, would I be able to claim that I've not necessarily done the stand start, but I've repeated his boulder? Because of the thing is, no one's repeated that block. So when by me doing it from the sit, have I then been the first person to repeat his boulder, or have I not?
Yeah, 100%. I to build on to that. Yeah, I'm 100% think you can take that. That's like just doing a sit start, unless you're taking out moves. Let's say there's like a slightly different start, and you're adding like a sit. Then I would say no because you're missing out moves of the original boulder. Even if they are easier, you're still like it's still not the same boulder.
No,
I
you get into the exact same position that you do for the stand start, and then
Yeah,
continue
no, no,
as
no,
of the
one
stand
one
start.
hundred percent. I think you can take the Sansart tick. I think it like when you construct a logbook like that, it is a bit weird, especially if you just did it like that. But I can 100% see why you do that, and it'd be a weird way to work it, honestly, if you were to do it like that.
Well,
But
100% it'd be a weird way to do it, but just imagine I've tried the stand start, I'm almost there, and I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a rip from the set, and I just
yeah,
do the whole thing, kind of thing.
yeah,
And it's
no,
just
no,
like,
no, I'd take
well,
that.
I can't be asked to do it again from the stand because I've just done it from the set. But I'm claiming two boulders for only pulling on once. Feels a
Yeah,
bit weird. Because what if
right.
there's like,
I
for instance, Never Ending Story part one, two, and three. Imagine you hadn't done any of the parts and you say you flashed the whole thing. Can you claim four boulders in that one boulder?
I
Because
have
you've got
I have a worse one that I
no.
know of somebody actually doing. So you know Tsunami at Rubicon. There's
Okay.
there's three boulders in that. There's Tsunami, which is like the original full line. There's a
Yeah.
crouch start called a bigger splash, maybe. I don't really know. And then the last move gets 7B on its own. Don't know what that's called. But then there's a fourth one, which is doing Tsunami, but not following the rules, where you use the heel and you don't match or something. And I know somebody that
Okay.
did Tsunami, and when he did it, he ticked all of them on UKC.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Oh, see, to me that doesn't feel right. I think it's even worse for Never-Ending Story because you got part one, you got part two, you got part three, but
And
then you've
then,
also got part one into part two, which makes four, and then
yeah,
you've got part one, two, and three, which makes it five
which
blocks
is a
out of
sport
one,
climb.
which is a
Uh,
sport climb as well.
yeah, no, I take that. I would take them all apart from one and two combined, though.
But you've done it.
No, because when you get to before you finish part one and two,
Yeah.
you have to clip. You before you get to the end of part two, there's a bolt and you have to clip. So you would essentially be doing part one and two as part one and two as the 8B plus as a sport climb, which for me isn't right.
Okay, but what if you? Because the person who did all one, two, and three, he's done it. Someone's done it
Matt
bouldering, haven't they?
Fultz, I think, did it as a boulder and give it 8C.
Exactly. So then could you take all five?
Uh, yeah, fuck it. I just think you'd if you did Never Ending Story ground up, then I think you can fucking do what you very well please. That's
Yeah, true.
cold, like,
That is nice.
like that's very
Okay.
very impressive. And I wouldn't call it ground up really either because you do start in a bit of a like a hole at the bottom.
Okay, and the final quick one, back to like chipping. But this is an established boulder, right? It's been done, but there is a block on here that is loose. And it's like this if I it's in a position that you have to pull on it and you could pull it off and it would just it's big enough that it would fall on you and you would just die.
Is this
But
contemplate X marks the knot right hand star?
yeah, kind
Yeah.
kind of like that, but more. That's not too bad because you can just miss all the holds. Whereas this is like you've got to use this hold, and if it comes off, you're dead. And it's like you could take it off pretty easily.
Can you
It's
glue
like
it?
there's no,
You can't glue it. It's like
yeah,
it's fucked.
it's fucked.
Could
It's
you
like
get?
loads of different little pieces.
Yeah, you'd have to take it off for like safety.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think so. Would it be impossible though if you took it off? That's the thing I'd be questioning.
Yeah. It's impossible if you take it off. Well,
It'd be
you can't
really
glue it
hard.
back. You have no idea what's underneath. Realistically, you have no idea what's underneath it. So we'll go with the realistic point of view. That you have no idea what's underneath. There might be something underneath. There might not be something underneath. But you couldn't do it without this hold if there was nothing underneath. For
I think you'd
instance.
have to risk it. I think you'd have to take the flake off. You can't just have like a massive piece of choss just in the middle. Like it's so dangerous. Like you would die if you were to die if it came off, and there was no for in this weird universe. Like you couldn't glue it for whatever reason. Yeah, I just think like if this, like I'm going to assume that this boulder isn't world class, given the fact that there's a massive piece of joss halfway through.
It's not world class, but it's a pretty good block. Like the movement's amazing.
Right.
And
Okay.
someone has done it. That's the thing. Like someone has come along and
Was
done
it
it and not died, and so like someone's already first ascended it, and then you're
what
coming along and just demolishing it with this hole. Like there's a
what, it was
chance that
wobbling when they did it?
yeah.
Mm,
But this
fuck.
person's like 60 kilos, so they're quite light.
Well, I'm about to say I'm 62, so maybe it was that extra two
Maybe.
kilos pushed me over. I don't know. I don't. Is there an option just to not try it in the sense that like if I
Yeah,
was
you
in,
could not try it,
if
but
if I was
it's
in,
a pretty good block. Like you'd want to do it.
I just think I think I know I just don't think it's worth fucking killing myself. Or could I just wear a helmet? Could I wear a helmet when I was trying it and it would be? Or is
No,
it
it's big enough that
massive? It would
this
just,
rock is going
so it's like
impaling through your chest.
So and we're talking like a like a person-sized block that is gonna.
It's
come off.
almost yeah, it's almost like it's just a tube kind of thing. If you can imagine a tube that goes all the way back, and it's like person size long, but you're holding onto the end of it, and like you pulling on it could just pull this whole tube out
Oh,
and
okay.
crush it. If that makes sense.
I just think, given the context of there being a person-sized flake that you're gonna pull off, I'd pull it off because there's got to be a hold underneath. I feel like it's
No, but
so.
it's attached enough that you can't just like pull it off of your hands. You got to get a crowbar on there,
Yeah, that's
but you
fine.
know it
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
If it was like, if you could fucking move it and like it was fucking obvious that it was going, it was like hollow and like it was dangerous. Yeah, I just crowbar it out because there is no reality in which there is not a fucking like big bit, like there's a bit that you can't use left in that.
Okay.
Or I just put a little plastic
Right.
explosive in to like sort of dissipate that.
Oh, you'll use explosive now. Okay, how about it destroy you taking this block out will then pull the whole crag down.
Oh God. Then I think as a community, is there like other really good stuff at the crag, or is this like the best thing?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far?
There's like it's not the best. There's a line to the left that's even better.
Oh,
Like best
then-
in the country.
Then, as a community, I think we should agree that nobody should do this boulder, and we should build
Okay.
some sort of frame, or like, I don't even know, like maybe we get some sort of like something to secure this block in place to make sure that the crag can't be destroyed if this block was to come out. I think we'd have to
Okay.
I think as a community, like obviously I'd contact the First Centuries, I'd contact like local people. I think we'd have to be like a community effort. But I'm saying personally, I'd be like, okay, yeah, fuck that. We'll just sacrifice this boulder for the sake of the entire crag. I love the idea of there being this huge boulder above that's like tiptoeing on the edge of a crag, though. And if it was to fall off, it would destroy everything beneath.
Yeah. Well, it's like the keystone. It's just like you take out the key and then everything just crumbles.
Yeah, it's like a hatchling-sized boulder, like on the edge,
Yeah.
about to fall. Yeah. God, that.
Oh, it's...
Well, yeah, that was quite an enjoyable episode. What would you do actually?
It
What would
was.
you do given that last point?
Yeah, I think. I mean, in this scenario, I was thinking that I was the person that first ascended it, and then everyone else has now got to make the decision. But
Just fucking hard bastard.
no, I think I'd try it. I think fuck it, see what happens.
Yeah.
There's like there's no you're not 100% knowing that you're going to die, but it adds a bit of spice to the block. It's almost like doing a highball, but this one's not very high, or like soloing, for instance.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out my way to take that block out.
Yeah.
And
That's fair.
it definitely, if it's gonna ruin the rest of the crag, then maybe don't even touch
I think
it,
it's
I guess.
difficult coming at from the perspective of us two, though, for a lot of these, though, because we don't do that much crag stewardship, and we don't really have the
No.
skills necessary to chip and reinforce and
No.
and know what to do with a human-sized boulder that's going to decimate an entire crag. This is why development is quite hard, I assume, but I think
Yeah.
we may be safe from the use of explosives at crags, at least for now.
Yeah, we'll leave them to someone else. We'll leave it to Gaz to decide what
Yeah,
to do.
Kaz, the fictional transit driving explosive dealer.
Yeah.
Oh god. Well, yeah.
Oh.
If you, for those of you who are not listening on the Patreon, there is another one that was in the middle of this episode that we'll probably cut out of this main episode. But if you'd like to listen to it, go subscribe to the Patreon. Link below. It's Solly's Patreon. You also happen to get to support him going climbing and maybe doing boogalizing for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or fake. We could, if we get enough Patreons, I reckon we could make the
Yeah.
Boogalizer.
Well, there's preliminary talks of a potential Rocklands trip next summer, so I reckon you get the finish line going maybe for redemption.
Fuck it.
And you
Yeah.
could even simulate your trip better, as you could just have fucking sprinklers on 24/7.
That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could
Maybe
learn
even
how
a
to climb in
flood.
the wet. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
could be locked in there only eating Weetabix for a week to
Yep.
really
Yeah, just to
simulate your
experience.
yeah.
I could sell that. I think people would come for
You
that
should do
experience.
like an excursions, like imagine we're guided experience as like a pro climbers like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you all very much
Right.
for listening to this episode. Obviously, if you want to see more, we'll probably be back next week for another episode. And yeah, hopefully maybe get a guest on next week. We'll page a few people
Yeah.
and see what we can do. Maybe if anybody has any questions for the show or questions for guests, I'll put a question on the backseat grading Instagram. And if you want to ask any questions or anything like that, just send us a message there. But yeah, thank you very much for listening. Yeah, Solly.
Peace out.
Sweet.
Yeah, peace out.